So this is the chorus to I'll Fly Away. You learned the verse for I'll Fly Away in lesson number 3, and this builds on that. And I'll Fly Away goes, I'll fly away, oh glory, and I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by I'll fly away. So the beginning part goes high, so you have to play that on the B string. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. So by doing that, you're doing a pinch, and you do it with your index and your middle fingers, and you do it on the B string and the D string. So the high D, B, or the first and the second string, and you go. And then this is a hammer-on, but you're doing it a hammer-on like you were doing in the previous lesson, but instead you're fretting it, and you're going. So these are all pinches, so instead of doing rolls, you're pinching the strings, that's also called a pinch as well. So you're either doing it with your middle and thumb, or these two fingers, the middle and the index. And again, you're really assigning your fingers to the strings. This one plays the high G, D, and mid G. This plays your B, and your middle finger plays that D. So whenever you're hearing the pinch, those are these two fingers. Hammer on. Pinch with thumb and middle. And then pinch with these fingers. So that's a pinch with those, and then you've heard that roll. That's just an alternating thumb slide. And then all of this is exactly like the whole rest of this song is like the verse. But here we're going to do something different. We're going to go, then we're going to pinch, but this time we're going to do a fret. Second fret on the high D string. And then just a slide to the third instead of going up to the fourth, so it sounds a little bluesier. So if you want to practice that just slowly. Even slower. So again, the beginning part to that is index and middle fingers. Hammer on. All the rest. you're practicing this song, focus and practice and do specific practice. So what you want to do is work on one technique at a time, because it's really tough to work on 3 or 4 techniques, and I think I talked about this in another video. First thing that you want to work on is the spacing between notes. Don't worry so much about maybe having those clear strings. That's okay. It's not exactly ringing out, but that's okay because you're working on timing. Or, alternately, you can work on making sure that each of those notes are very, very precise, and your timing might be a little messy. Or you can work on speed a little bit, and that when you work on speed, both your timing and both of the cleanliness can sometimes go away. So and then the other aspect to work on is work on those components that you're having a hard time on and build them from there. I understand that that hammer-on is likely going to be hard. So what you can do is break it down. Go right down to just doing the hammer-on. And then work it into the song. Then work on getting past that point. Now, another very important one to remember, and that a lot of people, especially beginners, won't do, is once you get the song, play it from start to finish. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake, doesn't matter if you happen to flub. Don't stop and go back to learn it, because what happens is you're teaching yourself not to go with the flow of the song. So there's going to be a point where you want to be able to play, and especially play with other people and play on stage. And when you're playing on stage or playing with other people, you don't get an opportunity to stop all the guitar players and the bass players and say, look, I just made a mistake. Can we go back and work on that? I really wanted to get that hammer on there. So again, if you're working on that hammer-on, definitely stop, go back, and make sure that it's clean. But at some point you have to go, okay, I'm going to play this song from start to finish, regardless of the mistakes I made. And that's a very, very important progression point that you need to reach, especially as an introduction banjo. Again, hope this lesson helps you out. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, and happy picking.